I think we're probably gonna have pretty good attendance, but on the video, if you guys are calling in, we have Samita's on video and Cody's on video with these super badass earphones. I feel always like a little bit of a less than a boss when somebody's more like looks more well dressed for the occasion than me, and I'm thinking big headphones is a good qualification for that. Zach's on video, looking fine as always. Looks like you're at home tonight,
Oh yeah,
calling in from home. Carrie's on here, Carrie, and then Clay. So Clay, what's up? Where are you calling in
I'm in
from, Clay?
Starbucks. I'm actually
Starbucks.
calling from Starbucks, northwest side of town.
Okay, northwest side of town Starbucks. We've got people from like three time zones at least. I see Heather's on here. I know Amy and Alex are on here. We just heard from Leah. I see Carver. Sometimes when people call in on the phone, I don't see them. So if you're on here, that's awesome. But we're now recording. Welcome to the Beast Line. Zach is probably going to say an official.
Oh, that's what you think. We've upgraded.
Oh shit! So we have a little
We've
electric
upgraded
car.
to
Oh
the
my God,
car.
xylophone.
Welcome to the Beeline. Thank you guys for coming. I love doing this. I hope you guys had a nice break over the holidays and you got to relax. Mine was chaotic. For 10 days straight, I had family and friends at my house. I think today is the first day that I haven't had any alcohol in like a month. And so I'm going through a little withdrawal here, but happy that you guys are with me, and thank you again. There's so many people who have emailed and said they are working or at closings or other things tonight, so they've sent me notes, so we're going to go through some of that stuff. But yeah, Sarah, go ahead. Sorry, I totally interrupted you with my guitar riff.
No, your guitar riff was part of my introduction. So, yeah, we're going to be covering the beast mode, like people's success stories, and hear from a couple of you. And then, if you did the challenge and want to contribute, that's awesome. But really, I think this is also for people who didn't do it for one reason or another. If you're in real estate school, or if you were, married for less than a month at the time it kicked off, we get it. Your priorities might not be beast mode for work challenge. You might have a beast mode husband challenge. But yeah, so you'll get at least this flavor of what it was like. So take it away, Zach.
So, all right. So, let's see, Samita, since you are on, can you start us off? And you were one of the people who just absolutely killed this thing. I would love to hear one or two things that you learned, something that was unexpected, something that you really like that you're going to continue, or just kind of free fall, just whatever you think, whatever you want to share.
Hold on. Let me see if you're muted. No longer. Samita, you're live. Sorry. Are you muted on your end?
How about Carrie?
Yes,
Can
I'm
you
here.
start first?
Oh,
Carrie?
Samita's here. Great.
Oh, wait. Are you there?
Sorry. Yes. Okay, so I did the sales, and what I really liked about, well, first I thought I wasn't going to be able to manage it because everybody telling me what to do, it seems, I can't manage the time, but I was able to do it. But what I love about this is that since all my sales are personal references, eventually these will fizzle out. Not all my friends will constantly buy houses, but I have a pipeline. I actually have a pipeline of things that I might be working on this summer without me going, I don't know if I'm going to be busy. It's a list of people, and it's from, and my favorite part of this is, and it's so simple, I never looked at the hot sheets. I never looked at the hot sheets, and now I send people texts. Hey, this just came up to market. Or I found this, or, it's a little early for you to look, but take a look at what you can find. Those hot sheets, and no one cares. I mean, it's so simple, and I never looked at them. And now it's something that I just look at every day, no big deal, 5 minutes. And if I send something to one person, you never know, they might say, you're right, let me start looking. But that hot sheets gave me a pipeline. It gave me a pipeline.
That's cool. I love that. And it's so simple, right? And it's there. And, I mean, how many agents miss it, right? And you can set those things up to search certain neighborhoods and set them and just have them, like, spit to your email and stuff. Oh, my gosh. You'll be a ninja with that stuff.
And even for myself personally, because I've been looking for a property to buy, now I'm like, oh, look, it came under a certain price. But then somebody calls me before and says, well, do you know anything that's on the market? Well, if I never check the hot sheets, no, I don't know if anything's on the market. But now I do. So when I talk on the phone, I sound more, I look more serious because I'm like, actually, I just saw a property that came down on such and such street. All of a sudden,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I look like the expert just because I'm looking at a list that I should have set out 4 years ago. That's what's great. That's what's great.
I think one thing that I really...
Carrie, let's hear it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me unmute Carrie. I had everybody muted because I was getting some funky feedback. There you go.
Okay. I really loved the gratitude thing. Even though it was 5 a day, I did not so many of the thank yous, but I did acts of kindness, and it actually got me out of a ticket because there was a stupid stop sign. So I really loved that. That was amazing. And it always made me feel better. I felt like I was, I don't know, helping the world. I don't know. So I loved that. I also learned I was a really great delegator. So got my kids to really help me, and it was really easy just because I knew I had like a finish line or a goal to meet, and I think that helped me power through sometimes because I had to work. I had Cooper during the day, and it was like a full-time job with him at home. In between eating like glass ornaments or having his meltdowns, I wanted to quit a couple times, but I didn't, which was, I think, just because I had a goal. So.
But I know, Carrie, you at one point sent me a text message and you're like, I've learned to delegate. My husband is posting my Craigslist ad so I can get my challenge done. So that was kind of a really cool thing. And I saw on, I don't know if it was your Facebook or your Instagram, like you had another home cooked meal. And I was like, you were the girl that burned macaroni and cheese and now you're posting pictures of the food you're cooking. So
I did. I took a menu or a recipe from tasty.com and it was super easy and I actually cooked. And I never cook. My husband takes pictures every time I cook, and probably just send it to his mother. So then I'm an okay wife, but yeah, I actually did cook again, so I love it.
Awesome.
That's cool. Can I go ahead and Sarah? Go ahead and say, you know what, Sarah, you had some lessons because you had never done this before, right?
Yeah. So
you'd never really done anything like this.
This was my first kind of beast mode challenge, and it was really the first kind of training type of exercise that I had ever participated in real estate. Like when I got into the business, training for me was sitting next to somebody at Starbucks for 2 days. And that was the only training that I ever got from anybody. There wasn't any kind of mentorship or how-to or guidebook or contracts or anything like that. And so when I saw this thing and you had, you know, the mailer, we've never done a mailer. Like nobody in the company's done a mailer. And for me, it was really eye-opening on how many challenges, came up. And the phone calls, I mean, for God's sakes, like I am a woman very adept at text messaging and electronic communication, but pick up the phone and call people. I really struggled with that part because I spent a lot of time on the phones with people. So those were both really cool challenges that I overcame and learned. And I think just, learning the value of hot sheets. I always look at hot sheets, but to Samita's point, when you actually like take time to reach out to a client and do something with them, it looks a little different. And, just breaking down big projects, like not just write a blog post. It's like brainstorm it, write it, post it, video. And I think, it got me out of my comfort zone in a lot of areas. I don't love video and I don't love phone calls. So I think it was a great challenge. Heather is on the phone and she's not on the video, but Heather, I just unmuted you. I don't know if you want to say anything quickly about your participation in the challenge. It was the first day she started was when we were kicking it off, and she sort of did the challenge without officially doing the challenge. So if Heather, you want to share your experience, you're live on the Beeline. Otherwise, I'll read everything that you just wrote.
Okay, can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay. Hi. I was, how excited I was to join the team because all these ideas that Zach and you and everybody else has kind of collectively put together, I never had in my previous experience, but I had them on my own. So, the real challenge I faced was being, a mom starting a new job during the holidays was interesting. So with that being said, these little simple things, and they were really, really simple. I didn't follow, the whole challenge. I didn't do everything to a T, but I used it as a guideline, and it was, at times, seemed like it was seemingly slow, and now I'm just slammed. Like I don't even know what to do with all the reaction to it. So I'm excited. I hope that, when we, like you said, possibly start up in February or March and apply, like personally, if I apply myself at that time to the full challenge, I think it will just get bigger. With that being said, I never had any kind of training either before, and it's just great to be supported by people that have vision and direction, and I don't know what else to say about it, but I'm growing with the process, and I think it's great.
Well, that's awesome, and that's super good feedback. And, you're right when you say I dove into this, and it was my first day with a new company, and it was the holidays, and I have, 2 kids, which is a lot on your plate as it is. And so you were like, I'm not going to commit to this, but I'm still going to follow along. And I know you had days where you didn't get leads. You had other days where you got a lot of leads. But just the process of making sure your profiles were consistent and the writing a blog post and, thinking about how am I going to market myself. And I think it's a really good boost for that. And there's a couple people on here now, like Cody's one of them. We'll hear maybe from him next on what he hopes to do for the Beeline. But he didn't do it this first time around, and he just started on the yesterday. So we'll get his feedback in a month. But I think if anybody took the challenge head on, and not everybody finished it, but Heather, you were definitely one that was like, I'm in this to win it, and you're doing great. So we can't wait to hear from you in a month too. Cody, so you have been watching this madness for the last month, and you are daring to participate. Like, what inspires you? Like, why did you decide that you're gonna jump in now? Oh, hold on. I think you might be muted. You're not muted on my end. But you look good talking. Still muted. I think we need a sign that says, we can't hear you.
Next one. It's not in the budget right now.
Not in the budget right now. Shoot.
I tried. I can't unmute Cody or anything.
Well, I have like a mute.
All right.
Not muted. We'll come back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I unmuted myself, so
Okay.
there you go. So far, from what I saw over the month, I was kind of sad. I got back from my honeymoon on the day that everything started, and I thought I could kick it into gear, but my honeymoon was awesome and kicked my butt. So it took a little while to readjust back to, getting in the game. So I really couldn't start by doing the Beast Mode Challenge because that takes a lot of focus, and you've really got to be in it. And coming back from 12 days of vacation, I was not in it. So I got to recover over the holidays, get a couple more leases, and kind of gear up and think about what I want to do for 2016. And the Beast Mode Challenge was the perfect way to kick off the new year. So I started on Monday with Samita. The funny thing is I got 3 leases on the weekend before. So I got 3 referrals, 3 leases, and so here I am starting the Beast Mode Challenge. I've got a couple leases under my belt. I know how many I need for this month, and just going over that breakdown for the quarter and how much I plan to do in the 21 days. It's been I thought I was organized before, and it's given me more ideas on how to be more organized, to do more of what I was already doing, but also do a lot of things I wasn't doing. And it's got me thinking about my continued education courses, different designations, and it's got my mind going in directions that it wasn't going when I was on this routine that I thought was a good routine because I was getting clients and I was working all day, but mixing up the routine and doing the different things that we've done so far and looking at what is on the schedule for the next 21 days has been really encouraging, and it's kind of opened my mind to the variety of things I could be doing rather than just focusing on a few marketing tools.
This is great feedback. I think the one thing that everybody found, me included, because I went through, I didn't finish. I did about 85%, and some of my videos were Remember that whole thing I told you about drinking for a month straight? I think some of my videos were just not necessarily as timely as they could have been. But the cool thing about this is there's some things that you're going to do on there that are like a piece of cake, right? And then there's other things that are going to be really hard and they're going to stretch you, but you might find, oh man, this is great. Like, it's worth putting in the extra effort because either I like it and I didn't know that, or it's working and so I'm just going to do more of it. And I think that's the way we designed it was we give everybody a little bit of their strength and then try to stretch you. So this is great feedback. And when we do it again as a company, you know, we'll tweak it and we'll make it better. Just, you know, it'll be even that much better the second time around. Can I read? I got so many private messages today. So do you guys care? Can I read these?
That'll be great.
From the different people. So Carolina said she's at a closing in Miami, which is great. She said, I learned a ton. Most importantly, I learned that when I'm disciplined and start posting on Craigslist in the early morning, along with a few of the other tasks, without checking emails, I actually get them done. Otherwise, I get bogged down with a ton of emails, and by the time I realize it, most of the morning is gone. I can also say absolutely without a doubt it works, but only if you do it consistently. So that was good thing to jump in to get a few things done before you check your email. All right, let's see. Jenny, who said, I learned how to use my time efficiently and productively every day. Helped me get all my social media platforms up to date. Was a perfect guide for me as a new agent. Showed me and taught me different tools I need to be successful. I'm actually doing the same daily activities every day that I learned to help 2016 be successful. I would definitely tell any new agents to use the BMC as a guide. I love BMC. That just came out of nowhere. As a guide to teach and train them how to start their new business as a real estate agent. It was challenging, but I learned so much. It was an awesome training tool. It's just what I needed. So that was cool. Is Liz on here? Liz, are you on here? Wait, she's probably muted. Do you know if Liz is on?
Text that she's on, but I didn't get that text tonight, so she may not be on.
Okay.
I'm here.
You are Liz.
Oh, hey.
Go, Liz, go. Do you want to say your?
Oh, what am I? What
I want to hear what you learned.
Oh, let's see. For me, I love the checklist aspect. Sarah was talking to somebody today, and who were you talking to, Sarah?
I was talking to Leahy. She's a brand new agent in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yesterday was her first day, but really today. And she's like, I love checklists. And I was like, you're going to love the beast mode.
And that, for me, I absolutely loved. I love the instant gratification. I love the finiteness. I just found, Zach, that you guys do all of the work for us. We just have to implement it. And yes, there is work that we have to do on our end in terms of, the blogging, the videos, the reaching out, the client lists and all of that. But you guys set up such a great mold that we just have to, plug in the pieces. So that was good for me. I like the repetition, the just getting in the habit of doing at least 50 ads a day. I mean, I'll look at my Craigslist and I will have gone, 7-8 days without renewing something. So that was really good for me to get into that habit. The being held accountable. I loved having a partner and working with Sarah on that. But also, I mean, there were things. Carrie Truelove was always motivating me on Yammer. I just loved to see what she was up to, and that really inspired me. Jody, when Jody did that video, I mean, that was so exciting, and that just really made me enthusiastic. And then right after, I did a video, which I had never done before. So, lastly, I just feel like, to Sarah's comment about putting yourself out there, I tend to like being, on the sidelines, and it was fun and challenging, but more fun than anything to just kind of do a bunch of things that I had not done before because I was afraid to do them. So. That's me in a nutshell.
This is awesome. This is great. And I think the one thing that you said, repetition, was really important, because there's certain things you just have to do them every day, right? And whether you're busy or not busy, you can control some of that stuff, which is awesome. And
they're not hard. They're not, they're not difficult. Anybody can do this. You just have to get in the right mindset. And it was, I wasn't in the right mindset until this beast mode, and it's such a great, great, great tool. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I have one more, but I don't know if anybody else wants to jump in. And even if you just participated for like a couple days and you learned something, or you hated it, or whatever, just like bring it on. I want to hear any kind of feedback you have. So
I think if I can interject, this is Heather. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, yeah.
Okay. I liked what Liz was saying. I think sometimes, like, what I liked about this beast mode, even though it was, very new to me, is it's hard to break habits. And so if you have a guideline like this that you can follow every day, and the 21 days was key for me, like I said in my little message. So it's kind of hard sometimes to get it started, but once you start doing it and getting in that routine, you can see how easy it is, you know what I mean, to manage all the little things that are happening and coming at you.
Yeah, and you're right. And I think one of the things that we tried to do was we tried to show everybody that just because you want to do some grand marketing piece, it doesn't mean you can't do it. It's okay to work on it in different pieces. And I think that's one of the things that the very first time I ever did this, I was like, oh yeah, duh. No one said you just have to sit down and do the whole thing all at once. That's how I liked working, because I saw the end result faster sometimes. But it's so much easier when you just take a couple minutes. Next couple days you take a couple more minutes, and everything is so much more manageable when you do it like that. And Cody, one piece of advice I would give you is, it's fine to look ahead, but don't work ahead. Just do what it says on the day and be okay with it. And because I think what you'll want to like jump ahead to something else, but we've designed it in sort of a progression to make it's harder as it goes, but it actually gets easier. So fight the urge to jump ahead too far. That would be my advice for the newbie.
I thought,
all right, so
just a couple of the comments here. Brian says that he loved seeing everyone on Yammer contributing and working together. I remember Andrea, she was gone the first few days and came back and was like, oh my God, what happened to the deal board? Like, it's blowing up. And then we're like, it's part of the challenge. So that was kind of cool. There's a note here from Clay saying that structure seems to be a key thread. And I would venture to say that people that really, really, really love the beast mode really benefited from that structure. And there were people who are very successful and not on this call who dislike structure completely. And so I think that structure in this way is like providing a whole nother toolkit for agents that we've never provided before. Like, we were great with people that don't necessarily jive out, with structure, but now we have like, okay, here's the structured track and here's the not structured track. So I think it's kind of a really cool concept that, we've never done this as a company. And it's, if you think about leadership and how I run the company is probably how I operate my business, is how I run my life. And I have one email box, like in folder. I don't have 200 subfolders like Kisha. I don't manage my daily schedule by the 8-minute or 15-minute increment like Samita. And so something like the beast mode never would have occurred to me, but some of you guys are like, oh my God, I'm thriving off of it. I'm like, well, cool. This is like the 180-degree spectrum looking from the other side of the planet from how I perceive things. And so it's been really cool to see people respond to it in a very different way than others have. So just because we didn't have, all, 35 or however many of us participate, I think it's so cool that we had, 20 start and 5 finish. Right? We had 5 finish, Zach?
Yes. And so I got 2 things that I'm going to tell you. Yes. And then I'm going to tell you who did enough to finish and then who won the trip to New York. We're going to talk about that. Carrie says on here, after the first 8 days, it started getting easier. And I would agree. It starts it's like you feel like you're grinding a little bit and it feels like a lot. But that's about the time when you both see, tell me if I'm wrong, Carrie, but you see results and you kind of get into the habits and the rhythm of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually did see results, but unfortunately it went to a spam folder that was in another email. So I saw that happened. Actually, it was like on the 21st. I went and checked an old email, and I was like, I can't believe I'm not getting any hits at all. What am I doing wrong? And yeah, there were a couple in my old email that I had set up when I first started with Bamboo that it went to a spam folder. So I wasn't getting any notifications.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
now you know going forward.
But I did use Sarah Jones' email that she had given me a long time ago. I guess when our computer system, like there was like a glitch or something back in July, and I used one of those emails to get in touch with them, and one of them responded back. So they're still open to me helping them.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so let me give you this. So this was from Jody Schnell, who, so Jody I love because, and I know some of you guys talked about the video that she did. Jody went into this thing taking on a huge challenge because she was basically going to jump into this and said, she said, I think I'm ready to try the leasing challenge. I think I can do it. And we were like, yeah, this is great. And a couple days in, I think what she realized was the overwhelming number of invoices that she had to process for you guys was just, it was too much, which is good. But so we gave her sort of a modified version. But I want to give you Jody's comments as well because she couldn't be on tonight. But she said, I learned that I am a beast. From the beast mode, I opened my horizons to new experiences, blogging, touring clients, touring properties, reaching new depths with those close to me. Turned me into a new businesswoman. The beast mode is a challenge and one that will change you and keep you busy, I promise. I also learned that through this challenge, our leaders, Zach, Sarah, and Brian, would literally do anything in their power to help me and the agents succeed. If I reached out, they were there to help in any possible way. I was out of my element by responding to clients, going to properties, touring clients. I reached out to them, and every single one gave me the tools I needed to succeed. I was never a bother to them with my questions, even after the umpteenth time of calling and texting. Reach out to them. They have so much knowledge and wisdom. They'll help you succeed. It's a tool I embrace, and I'm a better person for it. Jody was going on her first official client tour tonight from one of the ads that she posted during the beginning of her beast mode. So make sure you guys send her a note, let her know that you hope it went well. She's really going way outside of her comfort zone. And so, all right, so here is, let me make sure, I'm going to bring up my notes here. I think what we ended up having, how many books did we officially send out, Sarah?
20.
20 books. Okay, and what was my prediction
You
in the
said
very beginning of how many
five people would finish.
And how many people finished?
I think we had 5 people finish.
Right. It was a total lucky guess, but I'll take it as I know everything. So here's the deal is we had 5 people who did like 99.5%, right? And so I think they had like one little thing, but clearly worked so hard over those 21 days that they are getting the $500 prize, which was Liz, Jody, Carrie, Samita, and Jenny. So in your own way, you can give them a huge round of applause. You can't hear it because everyone's muted, but I promise it's really loud and rousing.
Clay looks very rowdy in his sports jacket over there.
You do look sharp, buddy.
I'm telling you what, for God's sakes. If you're not on chat, there's a whole side comment about Clay and his sports coat over here. All right.
I know, he's blushing.
So we had 6 people actually. We had 6 people finish, and 5 of them did sort of 99.9%, maybe all but one thing, and that they were still working on. And we had one person who did absolutely single everything.
Wait.
So, keep going.
Who did I miss?
Who did you miss? Maybe our New York qualifier.
What?
Our New York
No,
qualifier.
but you said 6.
6 people
Was there
total,
6?
5 of which are getting the 500, and then the 6th person is getting the.
So our New York City trip winner went 100% every activity, and I think I heard the word inspiration used tonight. And so Carrie is going to New York City with us as the official winner of the Beast Mode Challenge. And we tricked Carrie and did a video chat with her recently and told her that she was going. And Carrie, what did you tell us about this trip to New York City?
That it is my first time ever to fly.
Which is amazing.
And I'm so excited.
Yes. And so we're going to see if we can get you, like, to meet the pilot and get some wings and stuff. And, you will love it.
I'm so excited.
I'm more like, do we need Xanax before we get on the plane or not?
Yes, I actually already scheduled that.
So, yes, and so I can't wait. So thank you guys. For those of you guys doing it again right now, good luck. Call me if you need me. I'm happy to help. And then we will get everything ready. I think we're going to try to do this again starting in February with some changes and the things that we learned. So if you have feedback for us, stuff you love, stuff you hate, just send it along and we'll make changes. But I think it's going to be really busy. Don't let anyone tell you different. I think the springtime is going to be really busy again this year. And so if you read headlines that tell you otherwise, don't believe it. So, Sarah, what else do you have?
That is probably all of my Beast Mode related activity. I think we've been sort of casually asking around about, feedback on the Beeline, the platform, the speakers that we've heard, the time. I'm going to send out, or Zach and I will send out a quick survey just saying, like, what do you love? What would you change to make it better? Is this a time that works to you? We're thinking about moving it to a daytime. That's been a request we've heard. So that's, look for that this week. It's January, so I am hot on the trail doing all of the end of year fund broker owner stuff, like renewing errors and omissions policies and corporate licensures and 1099s and W-2s and all of that hoopla. So if I'm a little slow getting back to you, it's because when I'm elbow deep in that kind of joyous fun, my response time is a little slower. What else? Got the good news that I'm speaking at the Inman conference, so Carrie can sit in the front row and video it for you or put it on Periscope. Zach is going to help me prep. Zach is auditioning for a TEDx conference, which is really exciting. I think if we had a TEDx speaker as part of our team, that would be pretty badass. So,
wait, we already do. Didn't Leah do one or something?
We had live painted at a TEDx event, which is unbelievable. I think it's
I can't
so cool.
do that.
That's almost like better than speaking because the speakers get 8 minutes and Leah probably had a solid 3 hours.
It was fun.
Yeah, so that's
It was awesome.
Really, really killer. What else is new? Zach's the website it's done. We're just sending them content, so that will you guys will see versions of that roll out in the next 7, 10, or 14 days. It might kill Zach and I again, that response time thing. Yeah. If anybody who loves writing and wants to help us write, we would love your participation. It is so much fun.
I will. Yeah, we're going to need some help. We got some help in the fall with some things, so we're going to probably need a little bit of help. But I will leave you with one final thought. Actually, no, 2 final thoughts, I guess. One of the emails or one of the articles that Sarah sent me during the Beast Mode Challenge was about time management and how to create a schedule when you are a person who has to both schedule meetings and manage things, but also create things. They call them makers. And so I am trying a new time management thing this week, and I'm loving it. So it's basically a way to break out your weeks and your days into certain days have 30-minute segments, and certain days have like 3-hour segments. And so it's really, really cool. I'm fired up about it. So that was awesome. And I can't remember the other thing I was going to say. Yeah. That's all I got.
Is it because it's your
I'll think
first
of it, I'll
day
tell
not
you.
drinking in a month? You probably are a little foggy.
No, I better go have a glass of wine or something.
Better have a glass of wine.
Thank you guys again. It was great seeing
Thank you so
everybody
much.
and hearing from you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, guys. All right. Bye.